Hello everyone and welcome back to Anfield Home, your home for the latest Liverpool transfer news, breaking updates and everything happening around the Reds. Today we have another major update on Bradley Barcola, with Liverpool continuing to push strongly for the Paris Saint-Germain winger. The situation is developing quickly, and according to reports surrounding Fabrizio Romano's latest updates, Liverpool and PSG remain in active contact as the Reds try to get this deal over the line. Liverpool's interest in Barcola is no longer just a simple transfer rumour. The club is actively working on the deal, while the player is also reportedly open to leaving Paris and making the move to Anfield. The biggest obstacle remains PSG and their valuation of the French international. Liverpool keep pushing for Barcola. Liverpool have made Bradley Barcola one of their major attacking targets, and the Reds appear determined to find a way to complete the transfer. Fabrizio Romano has reported that Liverpool and PSG remain in active negotiations, with contacts continuing on a regular basis. That is important because it shows that the situation has not stalled despite the differences between the two clubs. Liverpool are understood to be working on the financial side of the operation, while PSG are trying to protect the value they have placed on one of their most talented young attackers. The reported valuation is extremely high. PSG have been linked with demands around 150 million euros, while Liverpool have been trying to negotiate a more favourable package. Previous reports have indicated that proposals in the region of 105 million euros were not enough to convince the French champions, but Liverpool have not walked away. Instead, the Reds are continuing negotiations because they see Barcola as a player who could make a major difference to their attack. Barcola wants the Liverpool move. One of the biggest developments in this saga concerns Barcola himself. Reports indicate that the French winger is open to leaving PSG and is willing to join Liverpool. There have also been reports that he does not want to extend his current PSG contract beyond its existing terms, adding another important element to the negotiations. This is potentially a major advantage for Liverpool. When a player is strongly interested in a particular destination, it can change the entire dynamic of a transfer negotiation. Liverpool still have to convince PSG financially, but Barcola's reported desire to move can help the Reds maintain confidence that a deal is possible. And this is why Liverpool supporters should continue watching this story closely. The player wants the move. Liverpool want the player. The main question is whether Liverpool and PSG can finally agree on the money. PSG are making things difficult. PSG are obviously not under pressure to sell Barcola cheaply. The French club know that the winger is highly talented, still relatively young, and has enormous potential. Because of that, PSG have reportedly placed a very high valuation on him. This is where the negotiations have become complicated. Liverpool believe they can negotiate a deal that makes financial sense, but PSG want considerably more. Fabrizio Romano's latest updates indicate that Liverpool remain in talks after PSG made their position clear, with the Reds continuing to work on their proposal. However, the fact that negotiations are still active is significant. If PSG had completely closed the door, Liverpool would probably have moved on to another target. Instead, the two clubs are still talking. That suggests there is room for an agreement. Why Liverpool want Barcola? Liverpool's interest makes sense from a football perspective. Barcola is a player who can provide pace, direct running, one-versus-one ability and creativity in the final third. He can attack from the left side, but also has the ability to move across the front line. For Liverpool, that versatility is extremely valuable. The Reds want attacking players capable of playing at high intensity, stretching defensive lines and creating opportunities without needing everything to go through one player. Barcola fits that profile. His speed could also be particularly useful in a Liverpool side looking to play aggressive vertical football under Andoni Iraola. The idea is not simply to sign another winger. Liverpool want a player who can become an important part of the next generation of their attack. The Mohamed Salah factor. There is another reason why Liverpool are pushing so hard. The Reds need to prepare for life after Mohamed Salah. Salah has been one of the most important players in Liverpool's modern history, but Liverpool cannot wait until the final moment before finding a long-term attacking solution. Barcola could potentially become one of the faces of Liverpool's next attacking era. He would not necessarily be expected to copy everything Salah has done. Instead, Liverpool would be signing a different type of attacker. Younger, explosive, and capable of developing into a world-class player over the coming seasons. That is why the club appears willing to continue negotiations, even with PSG demanding a huge transfer fee. Could the deal be completed soon? There is growing optimism around the situation, although it is important to make one thing clear. The transfer is not officially completed yet. Liverpool and PSG are still negotiating. The clubs have not yet announced an agreement, and supporters should therefore treat any claim that Barcola is already a Liverpool player as premature. But the direction of the negotiations is certainly interesting. Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that the two clubs remain in active contact, while other recent reports have suggested progress on the player's side and continued discussions over the transfer fee. So if Liverpool can close the financial gap with PSG, the deal could move very quickly. That is why the next few days could be extremely important. The 80% claim. There are reports and strong speculation among Liverpool supporters that the Barcola deal is now around 80% likely to happen. That figure should be understood as an assessment rather than an officially confirmed percentage from Liverpool or PSG. What we can say with confidence is that the ingredients for a transfer are there. Liverpool are pushing, PSG are negotiating, and Barcola is reportedly open to the move. The remaining challenge is reaching an agreement between the clubs. And that is usually the hardest part of a major transfer. What happens next? The next stage will be negotiations over the final transfer package. Liverpool could potentially improve their proposal, while PSG may have to decide whether they want to maintain their extremely high valuation or compromise in order to facilitate the transfer. Liverpool will also have to consider their wider transfer strategy. The Reds have already invested heavily in their squad, but Barcola is clearly viewed as an important target for the future of the attack. If the club can reach an agreement with PSG, Liverpool could have another major attacking signing on their hands. For Barcola, the decision could represent the biggest move of his career. A transfer from PSG to Liverpool would take him from one European giant to another, while giving him the opportunity to become a central figure in a new Premier League project. Final verdict. So Liverpool fans, where does the situation stand? The answer is simple. Liverpool want Bradley Barcola. Barcola is reportedly open to Liverpool. Liverpool and PSG are still negotiating. And PSG remain the major obstacle because of their valuation. The deal is therefore not finished yet, but it is certainly alive. If Liverpool can close the financial gap, there is a genuine possibility that Barcola could be heading to Anfield. And if that happens, Liverpool would be adding one of Europe's most exciting young attacking talents to a squad that is already being rebuilt for the future. For Liverpool, this is about more than one transfer. It is about preparing the next era. Mohamed Salah created an incredible legacy at Anfield. Now Liverpool need to build an attack capable of carrying the club forward, and Bradley Barcola could be one of the players chosen to lead that new generation. Outro, Anfield home. And that is the latest update on the Bradley Barcola transfer saga. Liverpool are still pushing, PSG are still demanding a huge fee, and Barcola is reportedly keen on the possibility of moving to Anfield. The next stage of negotiations could be decisive. If you enjoyed this update, make sure you subscribe to Anfield Home, turn on the notification bell, and stay with us for every Liverpool transfer development. Let us know in the comments, would you pay €150 million for Bradley Barcola, or should Liverpool negotiate a lower fee? Thanks for watching, and as always, you'll never walk alone.